Hello everyone, this is Haq. I am currently doing my Bachelor in Information and Communication Engineering from Bangladesh University of Professionals. So I got this project a month ago that I have to create an Azure file share and I have to mount this file share to a VM and I have to do some automated tasks using the PowerShell scripts. So I completed this project. Now I'm going to show you guys that what I did and what was the problem. I hope you guys enjoyed. So without further ado, let's dive into this project. So I'm going to show you the structural view of my project first. Thank you. So let's see the overall structural view of our project. First, we're going to create a resource group in our Azure portal. Under that resource group, we are going to create a file share and a VM. And inside that file share, there will be two folders. One is called input folder and another is called output folder. And under the input folder, we'll have one file called Input.txt, and under the output we'll have another file called Output.txt. So let me draw this quickly. Okay, file share. Okay, and this VM will have okay, let me just write it. So this will be our resource group and our file share, and this is the VM with Windows OS. This is the input folder and this is the output folder. Under the input we'll have input.txt file, and under the output we'll have output.txt file. So this file share will be mounted on this VM. So if anything were to change in the input.txt, a copy of this input.txt file will automatically be created under the output folder named output.txt, and this automation will be done by the PowerShell script, which will run in our VM. Okay, so this is our PowerShell script. So this is our overall project, and let's go to the Azure portal and see how we can implement this. So now that we are in the Azure portal, first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a resource group for our project. You can see here, first we're going to have to create a resource group. So let's go resource group, and you can search from here, or you can select the resource group from the drop down menu sidebar, the resource group. So it was already in my quick access, so I just did that. Now after that, just hit create, and we're gonna create a resource group called exercise file share. Okay, now review and create. Now the validation is passed. Let's create, and yes, exercise file share has been created. Then we're gonna create the file share. Now one thing that I forgot to mention, that a file share has to be in a storage account, and that storage account has to be in the under the resource group. So let's hit create in the storage account, and let's create the storage account. So here I'm gonna select the resource group that I have just created, exercise file share. Then I'm gonna go down and write the storage account name. I'm gonna do almost exactly the same, exercise file share. Okay, and the reason will be the H2S, and okay, nothing I have to change here. Let's go review. Now it's running the validation. Let's wait for a second. Okay, so I think the validation is completed. Now I'm gonna hit the create button, and a storage account will be created under that resource group that we have just created. So yes, it's submitting deployment. Okay, I think it is created. Okay, nice, fantastic. So let's just go to the storage account and verify. Okay, I have to refresh. What the hell happened? Okay, isn't it created? Okay, the deployment is in process, so it's not created yet. So let's just wait for a few seconds. I'm gonna pause the video. So yeah, after a few seconds, the deployment was successful, and now you can see there's a storage called exercise file share. So we're gonna go there, and now we're gonna create our file share. So from here in the data storage, just below the containers, you can see file share. So click on that, and let's give it a name. Okay, no, sorry, we have to create a file share. So the name should be okay, game file share exercise. Okay, so let's hit create. Okay, a file share has been created. So let's go there, and you will see it's completely empty right now. There's no file, no folder, and let's just keep it that way. Now we are gonna go, we have to create a VM with the Windows OS. So let's go to home, and we're gonna create that OS. We're gonna create that virtual machines under that particular resource group that we created. So let's create one. We're gonna create virtual machine. Okay, so we're gonna select the resource group. Resource groups are mainly for organizing your resources, your project. So OS exercise file share, that's the resource group that we created, and let's give it almost the same name, exercise demo VM. Okay, so the reason will be the same as before. The resource that we have created, east to west. And okay, here's from the image Windows 10 Pro. Okay, no problem. And let's give it a 4 GB of memory with 2 virtual CPUs. Okay, now let's give it a username. Now I'll highly recommend you for that you should write down your username and the passwords. So let's give it a password like let's give it a username like file share demo. Okay, now let's give it a password. Okay, let me just open up a sticky note. I don't want to forget my username and the password. Okay, so we're gonna give it a file share demo, and we're gonna create the password. Let's say file share demo 1 @ that's gonna be our password. Let's copy it, paste it, and paste it. Okay, so yes, we're gonna select the RDP for our connection, and okay, confirm and review and create. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's reviewing the validation. Yes, the validation is passed. Let's see what okay, image Windows 10 resource group exercise, virtual machine. Okay, excellent. So now let's hit the create button. Now it's gonna take a few minutes or maybe a few seconds. Now I'm gonna pause the video. It's initializing the deployment. So after it's created, I'm gonna start the video. So excellent, the VM is up and running. So here is the newly created VM exercise demo. Now we're gonna connect it through the RDP. Let's hit it and download the RDP file, and yes, click on it, connect. Now we're gonna give our password. Here's our password. just copy it and paste it. Let's see. Okay. Here we can see we are connected to our VM remotely, the newly created VM. So here's the Windows OS that we have created. So let's just leave it that way. Now we are gonna mount our file share to that VM. So to do that, we have to go to the file share that we have created earlier. Okay, so I think it's under the exercise file share. Okay, I'm sorry, here, and from here the file shares, and you can see that, yeah, there's a file share that we have created. Now we are going to connect this file share with our VM. To do that, hit the connect button, and as it's a Windows, we're going to do this, and we're going to select drive letter. So let's go for R, and we're going to click show script, and we're going to copy this script, and we're going to run this script in our newly created VM through PowerShell. Okay, let's hit PowerShell. Windows PowerShell. Okay, and you have to remember one thing: if you are doing this with your on-premises machine, then you have to open your port 445. So you have to available your port 445 to this file share be mounted in your on-premises devices. Okay, you have to allow the rule in the firewall. So now I'm gonna paste the code and hit enter. Okay, you can see there has been a problem. Okay, you see, okay, via port 45 is not connecting. So let me see what's the problem here. Okay, we're gonna close it and give it a few seconds, because I think it's a newly created VM, so maybe that's why it's a problem. Okay, now I'm gonna go PowerShell script and paste the script. Is there any problem? Okay, let me just copy the, okay, let's copy it. Okay, home, let's see the virtual machine size. Okay, it has the public access, private. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, this time I'm gonna run this as an admin. Okay, PowerShell. Okay, run as administrator. Paste. Okay, check to make sure organization. Okay, let's see what's the problem here. Okay, CMD file share user pass. Okay, yes, right and above. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Credential at, okay, finally. Okay, finally, maybe it wasn't working. Maybe it found port 445 block, but now it's added. So you can see from here, it's a newly created VM, that's why maybe it was problem. So let's see this PC, and yes, you can see if the file share has been added to has been mounted to this PC, and we gave the R. Okay, now it has the drive letter R. So initially you can see that in that file share, let me go to the file share. Okay, storage, size demo. Let's go to the file share. Okay, file shares. Initially you will see there's no file or any kind of folder here, but if we create any file here, let's say we're going to create two folders. As per our structural view, we saw that in this file share there have to be two folders. One is called input, and okay, and another one is called output. So let's do output. Okay, now inside these folders, in the input folder, there will be a text file called Input.txt. Input. So this is a text file. Okay, and now we're gonna go back, and in the output folder we're gonna create an output.txt file. So here's the output file. Okay, so now if I hit back, there has been two folder has been created here under the file share. So if you go and check this file share from our Azure portal, and we will see, oh sorry, I hit the refresh button of the Windows, my mistake. So yes, you can see in this file share we have created, there has been two folder has been already been created, input, and that's input.txt, and sorry, okay, and in the output folder we'll most probably see this output.txt file has also been created. Okay, so we have created a resource group, a file share, and a VM, and we have also created input and output, and input.txt and output.txt. Now it's time for our PowerShell script. So let's go here and let's go and get our PowerShell script. I'm gonna pause the video. So I got the PowerShell script. Actually I got the PowerShell script from the ChatGPT, but I'm gonna explain it to you as much as I can. So to write a PowerShell script, we have to search for PowerShell ISE. So it's here. Now we have to run it, open it, and from here we're gonna run the script. So it's starting. Just give it a few seconds. Okay, it's taking more than usual time. Maybe it's for my network. Okay, I have a bad network, sorry. So yeah, here we are. Now we are gonna select an empty script. Okay, so I'm gonna paste that script that I have copied. Here it is. Now I'm gonna do some editing. So yes, so we are going to continuously monitor our output folder, our input folder. Okay, so we are going to continuously monitor our input folder under this file share drive, this R drive, and we're going to monitor specifically the input.txt file, and if anything were to change or modified in our input.txt file, in the output file and in this output.txt, these changes will be automatically copied, and it will copy this input.txt file and write all those down in this output.txt. So let's go through our script. We're going to create a new watcher. This is going to continuously watch or monitor our file. So here's the path. So I'm gonna change this path to R, because our file share that we have created is in the R drive. So this is the R input and input.txt. So this is gonna filter this input.txt file from this folder, from this path. Then we have to also, okay, now we have to also change our, okay, that's R, okay, change, okay, the output path. And we have created there's another thing that, okay, so I'm gonna give this script, I'm gonna write the script down in the description, so don't worry. You just have to change the path for your file, this input path and this output path. So pretty much this is the thing, and everything will be done. So let's save this file. Save as, okay, I'm gonna save this in the desktop. Okay, let's just, okay, save this as the PS1. Okay, now I think it has been created. Let's see. Okay, it has been created. Let's verify it. Okay, so yes, okay. Now let's run this file as run with PowerShell. So it should be running. Yes, it is running. So now the moment of the truth. We're gonna change the input.txt file. So let's go there and let's say hello world. I know I'm not a programmer, but I'm gonna use this word. So let's save it. Okay, now in the output folder, in the output.txt, a file, the copied file of this input.txt should be here. So let's see if it worked. Yes, I think it worked. In our PowerShell script is showing that it is working. So let's hope it works. Yes, it has worked. Okay, so let's do again. Okay, we're gonna change here again. Hello world, I am Shamil. Okay, now let's save it and let's see if it has changed again or not. Okay, yes, it has changed, and the changes that we have made under this file share called the file share exercise in the R drive, all the changes will be recorded in this Azure portal file share. Okay, so everything we change, everything will be changed here also. So this was our overall project. It took me almost half a month or let's say 1 month to find this solution, and I'm really very thankful that I was given this chance to do this project, and I'm really very glad that I could show you that this project can be done. I had to go through very descriptive documents to do this project, but I hope you can find your solution from my video. Thank you everyone, take care.